The full story of Daniel in the Bible. 1. Daniel is taken to Babylon. Daniel was a young man from Judah. When King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon conquered Jerusalem, he took some smart and handsome young men to serve in his palace. Daniel and his 3 friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were among them. They were trained in the language and customs of Babylon. The king wanted them to eat special food from his table, but Daniel knew those foods were against God's laws, so he politely asked to eat only vegetables and drink water. After 10 days, Daniel and his friends looked healthier than the others. God honored their faith, and they became the wisest in the kingdom. 2. Daniel interprets the king's dream. One night, King Nebuchadnezzar had a strange dream. He demanded his wise men to tell him both the dream and its meaning, but no one could. Daniel prayed to God, and God revealed the dream to him in a vision. Daniel told the king about the dream of a giant statue made of gold, silver, bronze, iron, and clay. It was destroyed by a rock that became a huge mountain. Daniel explained, "The statue represented different kingdoms, but God's kingdom would destroy them all and last forever." The king was amazed and promoted Daniel to a high position in Babylon. 3. The fiery furnace. Daniel's friends. When the king built a golden statue and ordered everyone to bow, Daniel's 3 friends refused. They were thrown into a fiery furnace, but God protected them. They came out unharmed, without even the smell of smoke. God was with them. 4. The writing on the wall. Years later, King Belshazzar, Nebuchadnezzar's son, gave a feast using gold cups stolen from God's temple. Suddenly, a mysterious hand appeared and wrote on the wall. The king was terrified. Daniel was called to explain. He said the message meant God had judged Belshazzar and his kingdom would fall that very night. Just as Daniel said, the king died, and the Medes and Persians took over Babylon. 5. Daniel in the lion's den. Under the new king Darius, Daniel became one of the top leaders. The other officials were jealous. They made a law saying no one could pray to any god or man except King Darius for 30 days. Daniel still prayed to God, so they reported him. Although the king liked Daniel, he had to obey the law. Daniel was thrown into a den of hungry lions. But God sent his angel to shut the lions' mouths. In the morning, Daniel was alive. King Darius praised Daniel's God, and Daniel's enemies were punished. 6. Daniel's visions of the future. Later in life, Daniel had several powerful visions from God. He saw dreams about kingdoms, beasts, and the end of time. God showed him things that would happen in the future, including the coming of the Messiah, Jesus. Though many of the visions were hard to understand, Daniel remained faithful, trusting God's plan.